Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session. So it's a program where we invite people, executives, industry innovators who come to share their stories, who come to educate us, and who come to talk about matters arising in the ecosystem. So today we'll be talking about state of Africa trade in COVID-19. So we have a personality in this sector. We have Siyabulela Skade. He is the president and founder of African Continental Chamber of Commerce. Sir, you are welcome to CoinNewsExtra.
Oh, thank you very much for welcoming me. I am very much humbled by the invitation first to be interviewed in I've not yet been interviewed in South Africa and interviewed now in an online television station based in Nigeria, meaning that we are making an impact in the continent. Yes, we need to make an impact in our locality, though we might not be seen in our locality as people making an impact, but the continent is seeing it. The global economy is moving towards our direction, and Africa is being recognized as the powerhouse. Every country wants a piece of Africa. So I thank you for inviting me to this interview.
You're welcome, sir, and it's our pleasure to have you on board. So we really appreciate you bringing our time to join us to talk about the state of Africa trade in COVID-19. So before we move straight to that topic, we would like to have a brief about you, your background, sir.
I've got a background. My background mainly is on the chamber movement. Since the age of 22, I was part of the local chamber, became the general manager of the local chamber in the township where I come from in Tanzania, in East London. And I became the provincial CEO of NAFCOC, the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce in the province. And I became the representative of the Black Business Council in Parliament, representing the Black business in the Trade and Industry Portfolio Committee, as and when they were discussing issues of the economy that involved Black business, I would be invited in Parliament to discuss that. That was during the time when President Thabo Mbeki started becoming the president. Then, as I grew in understanding the economies, I started a consulting company and advising small business, and I was involved mostly with community development organizations. I've been involved with a number of organizations that are focusing mainly on developing the economy with particular interest on SMME development. That's me in a nutshell. And then I became the president. I founded the African Continental Chamber of Commerce, and I found that the African communities, African business people, are not involved in the sphere of the maritime sector. I consulted some guys that are involved there. I said, let's set up an African Chamber of Maritime Industries. Then that's when I became involved in the maritime and the oceans economy sector. So I'm involved in advisory committees with the provincial government, working committees on boat manufacturing, working committees on oceans economy within the provincial government in the Eastern Cape. And now I'm running the African Continental Chamber of Commerce, and at the same time Yeah, yesterday I got an appointment as the chairperson of the Global Council for the promotion of international trade. That's yesterday's appointment, and I was planning to hide it from you till further notice. That is it.
Congratulations on the new appointment. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you have a very good background and you have a wealth of knowledge and experience in this sector, and we really appreciate you sharing part of it during this interview. So, how can you assess the continental economic trends and challenges when it comes to trade in Africa?
Talking to a number of stakeholders, your educational institutions, the learned guys within the economic sector, we get the same feedback that the economy right now during the COVID, in fact, from March, the economy started going down. Because remember, the firms, the factories, the businesses started closing. There was no productivity happening. It's so fortunate with Africa, we managed to contain the virus better than the guys that are claiming to be the directors of this globe. Africa has got the smallest numbers of of people infected by the disease now, and I believe the economy now is moving back to normality, and will soon come to the implementation of the AFCTA, and the economy will be on its highest level soon, and that is it.
Yeah,
I'm not
interesting.
sure if I'm answering.
No, that's interesting. What we want to look at currently, you said Africa have been able, yes, that's true. We are in Africa, we've been able to see that Africa have been able to manage the COVID more than most continents, other continents. So, what's the current state? Is this COVID really affecting businesses? How is it affecting businesses over here in Africa? What's the state of businesses in Africa?
The state of business in Africa is, as I said, with the small business. I'm telling you, it when I do my own assessment, small business now is excelling better than before, because the sharks that have been chowing the money that was supposed to come to small business, eh, they've been closed for some time, and small business, those that are doing clothes, um, they've succeeded. Some they were making they were getting into innovation. They were creating masks. They were doing, changing the strategy and do things that they never thought that they will be doing. You know, and business has been mostly on the side of the small business, and it kept the economy of the continent growing. Taking, for instance, the South African economy, most of the big guns they were closed, but small business, they were doing it, they were making it, and our economy. That's why I'm saying Africa has got a solid economy with COVID or no COVID. We are not shaken, we're not moved.
Yes, having seen how the African business, say, the state of African businesses during this COVID, I believe there should be something that should be. What do you think should be done to encourage more businesses and also to bring in more investors into the African trade and commerce?
Yeah, we need to most of our to educate mainly, and create a mindset for our people, or the mindset of being innovative, entrepreneurial, and help and support small business to grow. And those with ideas of starting businesses, they must be trained, mentored, and taken through step by step. And I know most of the small businesses, they are crying about lack of finance and financial support and all that, but lacking the knowledge is the greater damage than lacking finance. Because if you have the knowledge and you'll be able to have a direction on how you're going to access finance. Our business people have been victims of the financial institutions because they will be lended finance, they will be given finance to start a business without the knowledge, and then they become owned by the financial institutions because they are running business that they do not know, you know. So we need those who are in who know better to come and mentor those who are starting. And also we need our governments to, because there are institutions that have been created by government to support businesses, and to ensure that Africans particularly get into the spaces where in the past they were not in, like the special economic zones. You'll find if you go to most of the special economic zones, it's only the multinational companies that are operating there. How can we help our small businesses? We need to do that. We need to help to empower, in fact, more than helping, to empower SMMEs, to empower Africans who want to get into these spaces, into these uh, economic spaces, you know. Then I am telling you, will only be able to identify success of the economy through empowerment, through uh, educating and sharing of knowledge. That is it.
Thank you very much. Talking about empowerment and encouraging more businesses, we've been able to see during this COVID that mostly everything, even this conversation, is online. Mostly everything is moving online. So, what can you say about blockchain and other emerging techs? Can they be of importance in encouraging more businesses in Africa?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Can
yes,
you
I
hear
can
me
hear you.
now? Yeah, I said
Yes.
with everything we've seen since this COVID-19, mostly everything is going digital and online. Even this conversation is going, we are doing it online. So, how do you see blockchain and other emerging tech playing a role in advancing businesses in Africa?
Blockchain has played a very big role in terms of, I've seen companies running training programs through, I mean, on through an online process. I've seen, we've been into meetings, conferences, um, with even at the agricultural guys. They were using blockchain and what you call this, um, yeah, in the agriculture, educational institutions. You know, we need to still, after COVID, to continue with that strategy, and so that there will be nothing that stops us from growing the economy. Even if you are at home, even if you are on sick leave, continue your meetings, go on, do your business, give direction to whosoever you are directing. That is it. Pay your bills using blockchain. I
Yes,
think there's
interesting.
power in it. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Finally, before we draw the curtain on today's episode of Coin News Extra interview, you Coin News Extra and Global Policy House hosted Thursday. They hosted the first blockchain the first Central Bank Digital Currency Conference, which you happen to be one of the speakers. How do you see, what can you say about CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currencies, and how can they be of importance in the African economy?
Yes, as because I was talking mostly about access to finance for the SMMEs, you'll find central banks, they they are not talking to the commercial banks when it comes to financing, to I mean, and also to investing to the SMMEs. And it's high time that CB central banks to start now playing that role, and also, if needs be, central banks must start financing direct. That is it.
Interesting. Okay. What are some of the roles? You are the president and founder of African Continental Chamber of Commerce. What role are you playing with your industry, with your platform to encourage more people in the ecosystem?
Yeah, we like last one program that we're having in partnership with some professors, and one from Nigeria and another one from University of Fort Hare. We are busy now preparing for a conference in 2021 that will be focusing on agricultural digital transformation, and which means we start sector by sector, and as we are also doing with um, training, we are having training in partnership with the Global Council for promotion of international trade. We are taking about 1,000 South Africans, 1,000 Africans. We invite them to participate in that, and that training will be online. It starts on the 6th to the 26th of November. So we're using the same system, the blockchain system, the online system, that. So the chamber is already implementing that.
That's nice to hear and nice to share your experience with us today on CoinNewsExtra interview. Thank you, Siyabulela, for joining us today. Sorry, I hope I didn't murder your name.
Siyabulela, yes. I thank you.
Yeah, it's our
Thank you
pleasure.
very
Thank
much.
you very much. Yeah.